Hi everyone, welcome to my Parallax Art tutorial. In this video, I'll show you how I create multi-layered 3D prints like this Gengar piece. Parallax Art combines the magic of depth and dimensionality with the precision of 3D printing, and today, I'm taking you step by step through my workflow. Let's get started. Every project starts with an idea. For this piece, I wanted to capture Gengar's mischievous and haunting personality. I chose this artwork because its bold lines and clear elements work perfectly for parallax art. The first step is planning how to divide the artwork into layers. I look for natural separations like foreground, midground, and background elements to create a sense of depth. This is where the magic begins. I follow a self-imposed constraint of using a maximum of 4 colors per layer. This keeps the design manageable for non-AMS users and makes it easy for those with a single AMS unit. This Gengar piece was straightforward since the source image has very few colors, but in some projects, reducing colors can be one of the hardest parts of the workflow. It's all about finding a balance between simplicity and preserving the spirit of the original artwork. Once I've planned the layers, I move to the digital design phase. I divide the photo into layers using the polygonal selection tool. It's just my personal preference, but you can use whatever method works for you. I start with the most frontal layer, separate it, and create a silhouette using the color overlay mask tool. I typically use black, but if the next layer has a very prominent color, like green for plants or blue for water, I'll use that instead. After separating the layers, I edit the canvas size, anchoring the photo in the middle. The resulting space becomes the frame, which I color to match the layer's theme. For example, black works here for Gengar, but green or blue might fit a nature or sea theme better. This step ensures that every layer is itself plus the silhouette of all layers in front, creating a cohesive design. With the layers ready, I export each one as a PNG file. Then I go to the Maker World website and open the Maker Lab. Here, I use the Image to Keychain tool to generate STL files from my PNGs. The tool always generates models that are 10 mm wide, regardless of the input image size, so keep that in mind. For this Gengar piece, the suggested 4-color version worked great, but for more complex designs, I often choose 8 or 12 colors and reduce them in the tool to find the best combination that captures the image accurately. If you're not planning to make your print non-AMS printable, you can skip the next step. For non-AMS printing, I adjust the height of each color using the tool's colorful cursor. Each color must align with your layer height, in my case, 0.2 millimeters increments. The frame is always 1 millimeter thick, and I ensure lighter colors over darker ones are at least 0.4 to 0.6 millimeters thick to avoid blending. This step ensures clean, vibrant prints. Once the STL files are ready, I open them in Bamboo Studio. If you're using AMS, you can print the generated files directly. For non-AMS users, here's how to assign colors manually. Set each object to its frame layer color. Slice the model and use the slice preview. Scroll through the layers and add color change events where needed. For example, in this Gengar design, the STL includes a 1 mm thick base and a 1 mm thick base color, making a total of 2 millimeters. With a 0.2 millimeters layer height, the first color change happens at layer 11. It's simple once you get the hang of it. To display the piece, I designed a custom stand using Fusion 360. I started by sketching the frame dimensions 10 mm wide and 2 mm thick and added some tolerance for easier assembly. Next, I used the pattern tool to replicate this for all 5 layers and created an outline for the stand itself. Then, I extruded the stand to 10 mm high and used the extrude tool as cuts to make 3.2 mm deep inserts for the frames. Finally, I exported it as a mesh file and printed it in Bamboo Studio. It's a simple but sturdy design. And that's it, from concept to completion. This is how I create parallax art. Whether you're printing this Gengar piece or creating your own, I hope this tutorial helps inspire your next project. I'd love to see what you create, so feel free to share your designs and tag me. Don't forget to check out my Parallax Art collection for more designs. Thanks for watching, and happy printing!